Hey everybody, I am back for another video, and today I'm at the Plumb House in Waynesboro, Virginia. Come on, let's check it out. Alright, so in March 2nd, 1865 was a miserable day in Waynesboro with a mixture of sleet and fog, and the battle commenced as two sides came face to face. Lieutenant General Sheridan had sent a powerful force of men to Waynesboro from Major General George Armstrong Custer's 3rd Cavalry Division, Brigadier General Thomas C. Devon's 1st Cavalry Division, and the 2nd and 4th Artillery Units. And then meanwhile Early formed his men into a battle line along a ridge just west of downtown Waynesboro. Now during the battle, they actually went into the cellar to protect themselves from the artillery coming on both sides of the home. There's actually a story where Mary Plumb got her dress caught on a nail, and it tore it up a little bit, and she was actually more upset about that than she was about what was going all around her. Look at that. That's 2 bullet holes right there from the Civil War. Wow. Here's a map here, and here is where the house is located, where it says PH, and this is where the battle was. Right there's where the Confederate Army was located, and there's where the Union Army are located at, and there's some various other locations nearby as well. And here's some artifacts from the war. Now all of these are not necessarily what happened during within this house here, but these are artifacts related to the Civil War here. And these are actually, here's a Civil War cannon grape shot found in a summer kitchen fireplace by Happy Plumb, who was a resident of this home. Some swords here. This is the Civil War bullets. It was found at the battle sites.
The door here, actually, this is kind of interesting. If you look closely, you can see that there is writing on the inside of this cupboard door, and the writing is transcribed on these little signs, I guess you would call them. And the cabinet down here is actually made for the doors because they came from a closet upstairs.
Huh.
And I guess since we don't go upstairs, they thought it would be nice to have a way to display them, and so they made the cabinet, had the cabinet made to accommodate the doors.
That's cool. So the lath and wooden logs that are visible, the logs are seen behind the lath, were both hand-hewn to build the Plumb House. Lath and plaster was a building process used mainly for interior walls in the United States until the late 1950s. After the 1950s, drywall began to replace the lath and plaster process. So the Plumb House was built between 1802 and 1804 during the time of Thomas Jefferson's presidency. And this historic house is the oldest frame dwelling in the city of Waynesboro, and it was home to 5 generations of the Plumb family before it was acquired by the Waynesboro Heritage Foundation. So the 5th generation of Plumbs to live in the house was Lois and Happy Plumb. They had 2 daughters and a son. Happy was employed as a sheet metal worker, and after he retired, he became known for his taxidermy work and his huge collection of birds, butterflies, and Native American artifacts. Many local residents remembering visiting Happy's workshop in the smokehouse to see his collections. Happy Plumb died on March 8th, 1983 at 83 years old. And then on May 7th, 1996, Lois Plumb passed away at the age of 93 years old. So over 100 years and 5 generations of Plumb family members resided in the house ended.
And the bottom part of this brick is the restoration, and the top part was the original.
Wow.
Collections of arrowheads. Happy's collection is here. He had literally thousands of arrowheads. There are several other arrowhead collections here. I'm not sure exactly the history of those. I'm just assuming that people had them and maybe did not exactly know what to do with them, and so
Okay, they
they
donated
found
it.
out about this and that Happy's collection was here, so there are some others as well.
Okay, wow.
Which is a nice place, I think, for them to be displayed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, I like this. This is awesome. Wow.
It tells a little bit about the collections. He started to collect butterflies and birds in the early 20th century, before there was environmental and endangered species issues.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the things that you see here could not be, they would not be able to,
Yeah, taxidermy because of the...
yeah, they wouldn't be able to be on display because some of them are endangered. I know the birds of prey like the owl and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
The butterflies, some of them I think he collected himself, but many of them he sent away for, got through mail order.
Okay.
And like I said, the university displayed his collection in their Life Science Museum for about 20 years. And then they decided to close the museum, and his son acquired them. And so they lived at the museum for a while. And then when the summer kitchen here was restored, then his collection came back home. The family evidently donated these shortly after Happy Plumb died, because it said that it was donated by his wife and children in 1983. Well, he died in 1983, so they probably had them and thought, what are we going to do with these?
Yeah. This is the best place to donate them to, really.
Some of the butterfly cases have been removed and kind of restored. These lighter, like these with the lighter wooden frames.
The darker ones have been
the darker ones are older, and they're not in very good shape, some of them, but I think you can only do maybe so much with something so fragile so many years down the road.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But all these he did himself.
That is my understanding.
Okay.
He was, I think, a hunter, and he and his son hunted quite a bit. Some of them are probably, some of it's probably game that he took himself. Others probably, people brought them to him knowing that he did this activity.
I see you got eggs down here too.
Yes, lone eggs. Interesting collections, I think.
Definitely. Wow. The great horned owl.
During his lifetime, even in his later years, he enjoyed having school groups and scout groups come, and he would show them and talk about his collections to them. So he must have been a very interesting person.
Oh yeah, sounds like it. The outhouse. So here is a wooden water pipe. And we've seen water pipes in the Fireman Museum. This one's much longer. This is nearly 22-foot long water pipe, and is excavated from the Casper Corner Farm in Cremora in Augusta County. It's part of the system that carried water to the 155-acre farm. Alright, so that was the video for today, folks. Hope you really enjoyed it. I sure did. It was really neat walking through the older house there and learning about the history of it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like these type of videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day.